guys, welcome back to another video and I hope you all are doing well. And in this video, this video is part 7 of our student management system. So if you haven't seen the other parts, please go and see from the part 1 and learn how to make all the things which we have made till now. So what we have done so far is we have created our main window. We have connected our whole project to our database, and as you can see, I've just changed the color of my foreground, like all the fonts, that is I've changed it to red in place of white. So I'll say localhost and my password is, I think so, then I will say connect. Okay, I have to open my SQL command line. Okay, just okay. Sorry, how is it possible? Okay. Done. So now I have to go here and say now you are connected to the database. Okay, so after we are connected to the database, we are going to add our students, right? So I will say my student ID is 101, then I will say name is Jack. Okay, and his mobile number should be anything as mail, anything you want, Jack.com, anything you can say. He's from anywhere, India. Okay, his gender is male and birthday is 12/9/09/20. Okay, I'll say submit, and here you can see that our ID 101 name Jack added successfully. And do you want to clear the form? Okay, so here we are missing our do. So want to clear the form, so if we say yes, all the data in our this window, add student window, will be erased, and if you say no, it will remain the same. I'm saying no, right? And here you can see our data has been added. Like you can see here, two data is there, and we have to work on our review also, so we will work in our last. So now in this video we are going to we are going to work upon our next button, that is our search button over here, which just now it is for no use. So we are going to make that button in our use. So what does this search button means? That if we enter any of this variety, like if we enter our ID, and it will show all the data of that ID. If we say name, it will show all the data that contain the name. So if there are 3 students that have the same name, then the all data for that 3 students will be displayed in our review, right? So mainly we are going to use our ID because the ID is the only unique and our primary key. So let's start and let's dive into our program. So as you can see here, we'll say def search student search student, and done. Just now we'll say pass. So now we have to go down to our buttons which we have created down here, maybe over here. Okay, done. Here we have our search button over here, and we will say command COMMAND, the command is equal to search student, right? So we have created our command over here, right? Now we'll go back up to where we have created our search student, right? So here we'll say print successful, success, done. Now if we'll run it, and if we'll press search here, search student, here you can see our print is working. So basically our function is working. So now we will work upon that. Now for that we are going to use the same thing which we have used for many things, right? like we'll get all the things that we have entered. But before that, what I'm to show you is, I'll just say uh, we are going to use this same window, like we are going to use this same window for the search button also. What I'm trying to say is we are just going to copy the whole code of that, that our this thing, add student thing, like. So first of all, we are just going to copy it, and I will meet back in 2 seconds, right? Yes, so I'm back, and here you can see that we have created our whole window. I'll just refresh some like our words, that is our search route in place of our add route. And here you can see I've just copied it like the same as above. Here also same things, also same things over here. Command is equal to search, and we have done almost everything as same as our add window, right? Our that add student window. Just here we have to change the data entry frame. Done. So now I will run it, and if I will say search student, you can see, okay, just give me a second. Sorry guys, like I've just copied this whole thing from another window, like my previous made like I'm not cheating, but I'm to copy. I can copy it from here also, but why I don't, because okay, let me copy it from here only. No more explanation for that. I just copied this whole thing from here, and I will just remove these all things. Okay, so I have placed it. I have, in place of this submit and I will say search. Okay, up here everything is fine. Here I have to create our another def function. Okay, so we have created and we will pass it. Okay, so here what I am to do is, and to clear all this add route. In place of this all red add route, I will place our search to root, right? So I'm going to do it, and I'll meet back in 2 seconds. So yes guys, I have done everything. Like I've just copied this whole thing from up, like you can see here. Here I have to just change this as search, SEARC, search student, right? If I will run it, okay, so if I will press add student, the same window is going to be opened when I will say search student, right? Now we have to add functions. So for adding function, we have to code everything in our this second def function. Okay, so we are going to use somewhat basic things, like we'll get all the the string values, string values which we have created over here, right? So for that I will go up. Okay, oh yes, I know, because I just removed pass from there, so these all things pops up. So I will copy these all things, and I will place it over here. Okay, so done. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. I will meet back after copying that. So yes, I'm back, and I have copied these two. Like I said, if I am copying these whole things, why don't we copy this time also? So I just copied it. Now we have to do some things. So like if we want in our database, if we want a specific data for ID, right? If we will say select star from student table where ID is equal to this, so we are just specifying that we want only the data having the ID this, right? So here also we are going to do the same. First of all, we will say if, in bracket I will say ID is equal is not equal to, okay, so is not equal to empty. If it's empty, then it's like it will not work. So we'll say if it's not, right, it's not empty, then we are going to work upon it, right? Now we are going to say str1 is equal to
here we are going to make our MySQL command, that is select
select star from which table we have created over here. Let me just go and copy it. Student data 1. Okay, like if I do any spelling mistake, then it won't work, right? Select star from student data 1 where id is equal to percentage s. Like we are I'm going to say why we are using percentage s, right? I will say my cursor dot execute str1, and we are going to pass id also. So basically what we have done, we are going to run this whole command, and percentage s is our id over here. So whatever we are going to enter our id, it will be it will be extracted over here, and that is going to be used to get our data. So we have told our our database, we have finished the part for our database. Now we have to work upon our tree view to extract that data and to show on our tree view part. Now like for that, what we are going to take is this small part from here, like our add student. We'll just copy our tree view part and we are going to paste it over here, where it is. Okay, over here. So now we have just what we have done is basically sorry for okay, done. So what we have done is we have said here we have just extracted all the data having a a specific id. Then we have just fetch all the data of that id in our data, right? After that, what we have done is we have said student table dot delete, means whatever data in our tree view will be deleted. Then we have created a loop, and then we are going to add all the data in a tuple type, like a list type, including our everything, right? Then we will say student table dot insert values vv, right? So okay, so it will get some indentation error if we keep like this. Now it is good, right? So now we have to do this for all things like name, mobile, email address, and gender, dob, edit date, and edit time. Like we have to do for everything. So just give me 2 seconds, I will back. And don't think that I haven't explained, it is the same thing. What we are going to do is we are just going to change, in place of this id we are going to say name. Okay, second thing is name, then we'll say mobile, then we'll say email, then we'll say address, gender, dob, edit date. If we want to be more precise, then what we have to do is let me run it. If I'll say search student, we have to just remove all these options. I have to keep only enter id, like because id is a primary key, we can do that also. But to make our program look good, we are just adding all the things. So there is nothing much more over here. So I will just copy it. Okay, then I will edit over here. Sorry, control Z over here. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds, I will back, right? So guys, I have done much of the things. Now what we have to do is we have to just here I have to say comma, which I have forgotten, and here I will say edit, edit date. Okay, now we will go up, and over here we'll say comma, just a second, comma, here dob, and again at up here I will say gender. Okay, gender, gender, comma, again where it is, over here. Yep. Okay, over here I will say comma, address. Again up over here I will say comma, over here email. Like this is lengthy, but I've just made it somewhat small by copying it. Over here I will say mobile, and the last one, that is our name. That is, yes, here comma name. Done. So everything is fine. Let's run it. So here I will first of all connect to my database, localhost host root, and then I will say my password and connect. So now we are connected over here. Now I'm just going to, like, I'm going to search for it. I'll say 1 and then I will say submit. Okay, so I think there's some error. Let me see over here. String object is not callable, string 1.id. Okay, here we forgot to put a comma. Now again we are going to run it and we will say connect to database. Like, I can bypass this whole host user password thing, but I'm not going to do this. Host localhost root, and then I will say my password. I know it's wrong password. Now it's correct. Okay, now I'll search for student, that's 1, and I will say submit. Again, edit time in where clause. Okay, so what I think is added time, added date. Okay, and we have to search for, just give me a second, I'll try to see what I'm doing wrong. Added date and added time. Let me copy it. Added date, right? And here what we have used is not here. Here we have used added date. Okay, so down here we have to use added date. Unknown column, added date. Okay, so everything is fine here. Okay, so I have to go in my database and check for it. So here I will say, so use student management, I don't know, student. Just give me a second and I will meet back in 2 seconds. So okay guys, I have just done some research, and at last I have, what I conclude is, here we are going to just say date, date. Now I think it should work. Now I will run my program. I will connect to my database. I will say localhost root, then I will say my password. Just give me a second. I think it's correct. Sorry, it's not correct. Now it's correct. Now I'm going to search for a student with ID 1 and I will say submit. So here you can see 101 check. Sorry, I just said 1 here. Okay, let me run. I will say check. Okay, his name is Jack. I will say for John. I will say submit. So there is no John in our database. Again, I will search for 1. So yes guys, we were missing something over here. That's why it was not working, right? What we were missing, like, we have just copied all the things from ID. So if here it is ID, here we have to change, right? So here we will say name. Here we will say mobile, so we will say mobile. Here we will say email. Okay, here we will say address. Okay, here we will say gender. Here I will go for DOB. at the last it's date. No, it's not date over here, it's added date. Done. So now let's go for the base and run our program. Now we are going to connect to our database. Okay, so now it should work, right? And I hope it's working. One, I'll say submit. Okay, so it's showing 101 and 102 also. I don't know why. If I'll just say Mia and I remove this one, I'll say submit, it's not working. If I'll say 1 and submit, it's not working. 102 and submit, again it's not working. Okay, so you know guys, what happens over here is we have to work on all these data, like all these buttons and functions. So after that, at like in other video I will explain why this is happening. Like there's no point of explaining for just now, and I can't explain it also. So what I am thinking is I will, like, you know, when we will work upon update, so delete exports, export is another part, delete so and update student, there I will explain for search student, right? So I don't know what's happening over here. I will work on it also, and then I will explain you, because there's no point to explain wrong things to our audience. So if you like this video, like, share and subscribe.